Ne, es waren ein paar Infos über Pyro und
Das
ja,
war jetzt
Hey, everybody.
okay.
genau. Die Stations waren cool.
We are almost to the end of Citizen Con 2953. Can you believe it?
Ja, schon.
2 days? Pyro? Star cloth? Star hair? Star citizen? All right, we still got one more presentation to go, but I have a couple announcements I have to make. This was just handed to me by the facilities team, so bear with me. Astropub, you're gonna need to redo your lore video on the history of the Zeus. Geo, you need to get some money. Authy, I need to be invited to the next ladies' night. Burks, this just says get good.
Get good.
Is he even here?
Oh, da ist Hexenwerk.
Fastcart, slow down.
Da war
Gabby,
gerade der erste
just thanks
Deutsche.
for my bracelet.
Ja.
And Salty Mike, don't forget to pick up your check on the way out.
Ja, sehr gut. Dann sollte ich meinen Account immer rein.
You know, that joke is so old, we would never ever pay him. All right. So the only real announcement I have is that Hall B is closing at 4 o'clock. So that's approximately 15 minutes.
Ich verstehe mal
So if you
Hall B.
wanted to get merch or anything else, you wanted to peek at one last community booth, you've only got about 15 minutes left to do that before we close Hall B. In Hall B, the last 2 days, we've had our good friends at Atmo Esports. We're running their fight and flight competition. So I would like to invite 2 of the members of Atmo Esports, their founders, their creators, the big cheeses at the top, Crucian and Corsair. Come on up, man.
Ja.
You got 90 seconds to tell people about who you are, what you're about, and how the event went.
I'm Corsair, and this is Crucian, and we're from Atmo Esports. And we've just run Fight or Flight, the first live tournament experience here at Citizen Con 2953. We'd love to thank the staff and competitors. Who are the competitors? What are you doing?
You want,
Yeah.
is that what that big group is?
Yeah, these guys.
competitors.
Yeah, just get them up.
Yeah, come on up, guys.
Was macht der?
Come
Come on up. Well, I just want to give a big thank you to the competitors who made this tournament happen. We have Lizzie B, Avenger 1, Verity, Cobra, Herbadiza. We got Sin, Astropub, G.I. Jew. We have Comet 15, Bognagus, Ms. Gabs, Schwang, Zero State, New Cabbage, Detox, and the Floor Mat. These guys have gone through adversity throughout this tournament, and they've done a fantastic job. So I just want to say thank you to the community who keeps supporting what we're doing. We'll love to be back in the future. And this community is the best community in the world. Thank you.
Take a bow, players. And of course, if you were here watching this, you can check out the stream, the Hulk event, up on their Twitch channel, I presume.
Yep.
I should have checked beforehand. Thank you very much, everybody. Watch your step on the way down. All right, I got one more housekeeping thing. There's a person not many of you know. He's an associate producer in our LA studio. And when the workload for this event became as heavy and as detailed as it was, we turned to him to help with our broadcast this weekend, and he rose up and he excelled like a champion. So I would like to formally introduce you to Dan Howbreck, who's been co-hosting the event. Dan, get on up here, man.
Ja, der Jared ist auf Kokain oder so.
Keep walking. Now, we've got one more presentation. That's Destination Adventure. You're gonna see more about things underground, things up in space, and things I'm gonna let Todd Pappy tell you about. And then, of course, we'll let Chris Roberts come to stage, return to stage, and close out the event proper. So this is a sign-off for me. Thank you so much for being here at CitizenCon. And on behalf of Tyler and Leah, if I may, thank you for making this event possible. And you're going to love what you're about to see, everybody.
Kann man auch mal ausstehen jetzt.
So, dann jetzt, wenn er sagt, you're going to love what you're about to see, dann will ich sehen.
Oh ja, gucken wir mal. Das hat er
Dann hat
jetzt,
Papi ist auf alle Fälle da, das ist schon mal gut.
Hello and welcome to Destination Adventure.
My
My name is John Griffiths.
Kahn hat
I'm the
eben schon-
lead environment artist for EU Sandbox 2, and I'm the product owner for the distribution centers. Before we delve into, I'll put my slide on for a start. Before we delve into it, everything that you're going to see is currently in grey box, so just keep that in mind. So, these distribution centers, what are they? Well, first off, they're the biggest location we have on the ground outside of landing zones. The reason why they're so big is intentional. We wanted them to accommodate as much world and mission-based gameplay as possible. Each location supports multiple landing pads
Mit den Waffen
and
los.
hangars, making them
Bitte?
accessible
Die Waffen von der Corsair
to as
zeigen auch.
many players
Ja,
as
ist wahrscheinlich
possible
kaputt.
at any one time.
Wäre nichts Neues.
There's even a road network to support transit
Sehr gut.
from the planet's surface,
Roads ist
into
gut.
the main
Das hab ich
building
eben schon gedacht.
and to any birth ships.
Bei den Siedlungen, aber dachte, das wären vielleicht einfach nur...
So every distribution center will be owned by a faction. Depending on the faction and where the distribution center is located on the planet,
Ganz ehrlich,
will
Straßen,
determine its
ja,
specialism.
haben sie jetzt da gebaut, aber
Now,
die sind
each
halt
specialism
erst in 3-4
will
Jahren im
lend
Game.
itself
Also
to
wirklich
different
Straßen
missions
von
and gameplay
Settlements zu
opportunities.
sowas zum Beispiel.
So let's talk about some factions
Das wird
for a
noch sehr
moment.
lange dauern, bis die sich...
So, an example of a
richtig
major
aufbauen.
faction would be the UEE.
Gibt es ja auch in
Now, at
Stanton
their
schon vor jedem
distribution
Bunker,
centers-
kennen wir ja schon die Straßeneingänge.
They're likely to be more specialized towards military supply, research and development, or communications, depending on which branch of the UEE it is. They will have a much stronger military presence in the area. And missions here may be more hostile with combat-orientated, team-based raid opportunities. Other examples of hostile gameplay that we're thinking of is hacking and stealing, searching for and destroying a specific item, tracking and eliminating any VIPs, and everyone's favorite, eliminate all. Grey Cat Industrial would be an example of a minor faction. So their distribution centers will be more specialized towards gathering resources, manufacturing, assembly, shipping. There would be a security presence here, but it won't be
Red Cat, denke ich
as
auch, ne?
strong as a major faction.
Denke ich
Ja,
auch.
das haben sie auch schon gesagt.
And
dass
missions
das
here
mit der
would be
gleichen
more
Tech funktioniert im
suited to
Prinzip
friendly
später.
gameplay loops, though we won't be ruling out hostile missions like corporate espionage. Some other friendly gameplay types. Cargo hauling, like I said, resource gathering and mining, maintenance of the location. But that's enough of me talking about it. How about we show you where we're up to with these distribution centers?
Also, ich bin ehrlich, sie haben es halt schon mal in einem Inside Star Citizen gezeigt, da war es auch Grey Box. Und das ist 6 Monate her und da haben wir drüber gesprochen, dass die wahrscheinlich zur CitizenCon damit fertig sind. Wenn das jetzt immer noch im Grey Box ist, I don't know. Aber wir gucken mal.
Außen sieht es auf alle Fälle mehr aus. Es sind nicht mehr nur einfach nur
Ja,
Gebäude, da
ja.
stehen auch Fahrzeuge und Boxen und
Das ja.
Container und so. Das ist da alles.
Es sind auch riesige Locations. Ein sowas hier baut man wesentlich schneller als Artist, der es drauf hat. Und ich wiederhole und betone das nochmal, jeder einzelne Mitarbeiter bei CIG hat es drauf. Wesentlich schneller als eine Corsair zum Beispiel. Wesentlich schneller. Deswegen... Wo hatten die da die Klappen? Ich sehe keine Klappen. Ich wollte es nur noch mal gesagt haben. Da war nichts hier mit Ruder.
Ja, die hat kein Querruder, aber die Flügel haben Klappen.
Nee, aber sowas hier baut man relativ schnell. Also relativ schnell, ne? Wenn du die Assets hast, schusterst du dir das halt zusammen, wie es passt. Und da kann man sowas bauen.
Guck mal, aber das sind NPCs, die da rumfahren, ne?
Ja, das da gerade nicht wahrscheinlich.
Und wenn du so mal hier vorne sitzt der Sniper, der Spieler. Ich glaube, das soll alles NPC-Verkehr sein, aber...
Ja, NPCs sollen ja auch später auf Straßen fahren, also so ist ja jetzt nicht.
Thank you.
Also,
So to talk you through the corporate spaces at these locations, please welcome Rainer Rick to the stage.
Hello. So my name is Rainer Rick. I'm a lead environment artist at the Montreal studio, and we've been working with John's team on the distribution centers. So John just showed how massive these locations are. He also presented the industrial sections on the ground level, and I'm here to present the administrative area of these facilities that the Montreal team has been working on. So they're located above ground, just below the tower highlighted in the picture. Inside, you'll be able to explore the corporate office space and interact with the administrative personnel. Accessible via the lifts in the hangars and also the industrial sections we saw earlier. In addition, we've added also landing pads in front of the lobby, specifically designed for smaller ships and ideal for short stays like pickup or delivery missions. And we can't ignore the fantastic views we have from these platforms. A reminder of the vastness of these facilities. Now, let's step inside the lobby. You'll find the atrium, which is a central point of the administrative area, providing access to various locations of the corporate space. Within this space, you'll find the reception desk, and as a newcomer, you'll be expected to report here first. So here you can hand over your deliveries or pick up packages and earn reputation points with that faction. So also expect to see corporate ownership reflected through branding, color schemes, and product placement throughout the corporate hub. And with the use of overlays, we'll be able to swap these out depending on the ownership. And here's an example with Raycat showcasing their vehicles and some shiny armor. And back on the topic of reputation, as it grows, you can expect to gain access to the executive office spaces.
krass.
From here, you'll meet with unique quest givers, and depending on your reputation level, you'll receive various mission types,
Ist ein
either
Sandwich mit
friendly or
oben sehr viel
hostile.
Brot, dann viel Belag und unten
finally,
fast gar kein Brot.
The distribution centers were designed as an evolving location. We've built this with future expansion in mind. And in the back of the lobby, for example, doorways could eventually lead to additional office space. So, enough talk. Just before I show our progress so far, I want to give a big thank you to the Montreal team for their work on the administration area. Thank you. And as John mentioned, we're still in gray box phase, so just keep that in mind. But let's take a look.
Also die sind im Prinzip, das ist schon cool. Ich glaube, jede von diesen Underground Facilities ist im Prinzip so groß wie eine von den Stations, die sie vorhin gezeigt haben, vom Umfang her.
Größer.
Das heißt, du hast ja, oder wahrscheinlich sogar größer. Du hast 26 Stationen, auf denen du Ruf sammeln und irgendwelche Sachen erkunden kannst und so weiter und so fort. Und du hast das Ganze nochmal x-mal.
Aber das ist trotzdem nichts, was ich nicht erwartet hätte.
Genau, und das ist auch nichts Neues.
Schon 10-mal gezeigt wurde.
Ja,
also
genau, also das ist halt das Zeug. Ich glaube, das ist das Problem, dass sie es auf 2 Tage strecken wollten. Also müsste man nicht, aber wollten sie so machen, weil das normalerweise das Zeug ist, was locker in einem ISC hätte gezeigt werden können.
Ja,
alles.
Ja, genau.
Alles
das
wollte
ist,
eigentlich bisher.
Das hier hätte, also sie wollen ja auch den Mitarbeitern, den Devs die Möglichkeit geben, sich vorzustellen. Und dafür ist das ja auch gedacht. Und in ISC oder in einem Star Citizen Live, da würde sowas halt reinpassen, eine Stunde, ja. Und da würden dann alle sagen, das hätte man aber auch im ISC zeigen können. Es ist halt, glaube ich, schwierig. Aber das ist trotzdem alles nichts, was für mich gestern angekündigt wurde. So von wegen, morgen seht ihr noch mehr Zeug, was ihr nicht erwartet. Das hier erwarte ich, weil ich habe letztes Jahr zu Citizen Con das hier gesehen, wie es angefangen hat. Dann habe ich Mitte des Jahres gesehen, wie weit sie da schon sind in einem, ich weiß nicht, das war ein Inside Star Citizen, ne? Hatten wir beide zusammen gesehen.
Ja,
genau.
genau.
Dann hatten sie es nochmal gezeigt in einem Star Citizen Live. Und ja, dass die jetzt da weiter sind, ist klar. Die hören ja nicht einfach auf zu arbeiten. Also, und ja, es ist, wie gesagt, auch hier wieder, es ist cool, es ist geil, es ist was Neues, aber es ist nichts Bahnbrechendes. Also was Neues, wir sehen neu, ja klar.
Das ist übrigens auf Microtech.
Ja, das wissen wir doch aber auch schon.
Naja, aber das ist schon einer, der dann auf Microtech
Ja.
ist. Sie hatten ja irgendwie hinterher, sie sollen erst beim Pyro rauskommen und dann später auch ein Stanton.
Ja.
Aber wahrscheinlich sind sie schon so weit, dass sie die da direkt deployen.
Thank you very much. And now let me welcome back John on stage. He's going to
Great.
continue the presentation. Thanks a lot, guys.
Das ist halt, wie gesagt, das ist halt jetzt nichts, wo ich sage, okay, das habe ich nicht
Team
erwartet.
did a
So.
great job with that video.
Ich glaube, Jared setzt alles auf die letzte Ankündigung. Was soll-
Ja, aber das ist
Something
doch
we've been
Schwachsinn.
working on that's unique to this location is raids.
Auch das erwarte ich in so einem großen Ding, weil sie es
So
auch schon mal
raids
gesagt
are
haben.
team-based missions with a focus on high-risk, high-reward operations. As Carl mentioned previously, you'll be able to choose how you gain entry to these locations. Coming prepared and geared up will make the difference between success and failure.
Fabi, sie haben mit der BMM ja
Ultimately,
nie
you'll need to
aufgehört.
work
Das ist ja
together
kompletter
in
Käse.
order to succeed. So these raids
Und auch nicht
will have
plötzlich,
you
sondern der
breaching the
Mitarbeiter, der
interior
dafür
of the main
hauptsächlich
structure,
verantwortlich war, hat
highlighted
gekündigt.
here.
Also
Now,
das
each
weiß auch jeder,
interior
der sich
will
damit ein bisschen
comprise of
beschäftigt
rooms
hat.
that reflect the location's specialism. For example, a shipping, focus, distribution center will have rooms dedicated to the
Das Ding
storage
ist schon
of cargo.
schweinegroß, ne? Muss man wirklich sagen. Also,
Looking to the future, we're planning on having distribution centers with subterranean levels that will be accessed from this interior space. These will expand upon and increase the difficulty of these raids. Now let's take a look at one of these raid missions in action, but please note that this is early gameplay prototype of a raid.
ja. Müsst ihr jetzt nicht bei jedem Video sagen. Steht auch drunter.
Es sieht vor allem alles bisher ziemlich gut aus, finde ich,
Ja.
dafür, dass sie jedes Mal sagen,
Ganz ehrlich, hast du die X1 gesehen im letzten Inside Star Citizen?
Ja, genau.
Die ist Whitebox. Also. Den ihr Whitebox und Greybox ist mehr als andere Spiele im fertigen Zustand haben. Und nochmal zum Thema BMM. Die haben ja nicht aufgehört mit der BMM. Die BMM wird ja fertiggestellt. Das Problem ist halt, wenn der Mitarbeiter, der hauptsächlich dafür verantwortlich ist, kündigt, muss erstmal jemand anderes da wieder eingestellt werden, eingearbeitet werden. Und
Genau.
deswegen, also, das war eine gute Idee
Das
auf
ist ja
jeden Fall.
geil. Auf alle Fälle, Tractor wie im Cover. Das ist eine gute Idee.
Ja.
Läuft der in dem Ding? Naja. Oh.
Ja,
Ah, okay. Das ist. Naja.
Ja, ist
Wieder,
halt Greybox in Progress, Early Game Footage, Tobi. Haben sie jetzt 12-mal gesagt.
Ja.
Mensch.
Ja, deswegen.
Die holen da nicht mal Drogen raus, ne? Ja, wobei doch, das sind, glaube ich, die Eier.
Das
Ich glaube,
ist-
das sind die Weevil Eggs. Da ist jede Kiste 105.000 wert. Ich glaube, das waren die Weevil Eggs. 125.000 ist jede wert.
So rausballern, ob das es bringt, wenn der dicke Turm auf sie schießt.
Ist ein Hover-Trolley, genau. Ist ein Hover.
Ja, genau.
So, as you saw in the video, the team took a more aggressive approach to getting inside and taking what they wanted. But this isn't the only approach you can use. You know, multiple points of egress allow you to be stealthier, and it may make it easier for you to avoid obstacles in your path. Now, reputation will also tie into these raids. Missions will have varying objectives depending on the player's reputation level, and dynamic events may also
Sind
be
wir mal
triggered
ehrlich,
during the race.
wenn das
Players will need to
rauskommt, wenn
adapt
Pyro
to an
rauskommt und so
evolving
weiter, ey,
situation.
die Leute haben einfach 2, 3, 4, 500 Stunden wahrscheinlich Spielzeit zu tun, Reputation zu farmen und die ganzen Sachen sich anzugucken. Also das wird schon wirklich gut.
Something else we've been prototyping is how we can utilize the multi-tool to create gameplay puzzles. Physically interacting with the environment around you changes the puzzles for everybody. With multiple add-ons for the tool available, you may have to get creative when finding a solution to the problem in front of you. In this next video, we show you how using the track-to-bean attachment can open up new paths to your objective, but it's up to you to decide what path you can create with what is available. Let's watch the video.
Haben die den Ton vergessen?
Ja.
Die Idee finde ich cool. Gefällt mir, sowas zu machen.
Ja, so
Aber
Puzzles.
machst du einmal, danach ist dir zu mühselig. Also, so wird es mir gehen. Weißt du, was ich meine?
Ich meine, wenn du es brauchst, um irgendwo hinzukommen. Ich finde es cool, wenn die sowas machen, halt mit optionalen Zielen sozusagen, ne? Ich kann da jetzt hochgehen, dann gibt es eine Lootkiste, vielleicht was Cooles drin, oder?
Ja, genau.
So, yes, thank you. Now, obviously, it was, this location would be possible with several people at CIG, so
Die
thanks go
Half-Life Gravity
to
Gun ist
Manuel,
so.
John, Jack, Martin, Farouk, Luke, Chris, Mustafa, Sam, Tom, and Rob. You've been excellent. Thank you to Rainer and his team in Montreal. You know, none of this would be possible without their efforts. And yeah, thanks to everybody here and online watching. Really appreciate your support.
Okay.
On to the next one.
Ja, bitte.
Ja, fertig gleich. Oder was?
Hello.
Hi.
This is a good segue from the distribution centers, as I'll be talking to you about different aspects of cargo and freight on behalf of art and design.
Okay.
My name is Nick Etheridge, and I'm an assistant environment art director. So obviously cargo isn't just about boxes. It's a big part of the game. Almost every aspect of the game has some kind of involvement with cargo.
Mhm.
And I'm going to briefly go through some of them now.
Hat er recht.
So let's start with missions. How will hauling contracts work in-game? We'll be introducing the Interstellar Transport Guild, as well as formalizing some of the main hauling and cargo companies that you'll be working with. As you do more hauling contracts, you will build up your reputation and relationship with the guild.
Ich habe in meinem Bullshit-Bingo Reputation
This will lead you to gaining more lucrative contracts for specialized cargo and destinations, such as different forms of hazardous cargo, perishable cargo, riskier routes, and more. So what do I mean by hazardous and perishable? Well, as you know, there's lots of commodities in the game, and different commodities have different properties. As you know, with events like Xenothreat, we have some special cargo types with different attributes, such as time-sensitive cargo or quantum-sensitive cargo. But those were a small selection for the event, and they were the two-handed carryable types anyway. We'll be expanding those types, plus lots more types, to the wider game and to these hauling contracts. So how does this affect gameplay? It will affect the choices you make when you are handling, storing, and traveling with the cargo. For example, with size and weight. Is it carryable? Do you need a tractor beam? What type of tractor beam do you need? Is it a handheld one or a ship tractor beam? Some containers can only be moved with ship tractor beams, for example. With health, has the container got good integrity? Is it holding fragile goods? Do you need to handle it with care? You can't just throw all containers about. For temperature control, do you need to ensure the container is powered so it can keep the contents cool?
Nicht geil.
Or do you need to get to your destination quickly?
Schöne Wassercontainer sind nicht viereckig.
Otherwise the contents may perish. For security, can the container be locked or hacked? Can the contents be scanned, or is the container tracked? Will there be pirates or law after you when you're holding this container?
Benzin.
Hazard containment. Is it radioactive? You might need the right protection against it, as you may have seen in Jens's presentation earlier. Can it explode? You might not want to put these containers on a more exposed section of your ship.
Das ist aber auch cool, wenn
And many of these attributes are going to be visually distinctive. So conversely, if you want to steal, for example, some cargo on a whole sea, which does have very exposed cargo containers, you might want to avoid shooting blindly and accidentally blowing up your potential profits. So look out for those types of containers.
Okay.
Also wenn ich griefen will, dann schieße ich genau da drauf.
Progression. We'll be introducing perks and rewards as part of fulfilling contracts and raising reputation with these companies.
Sehr schön.
Access to more
For rewards, we'll have branded ship and tool skins, branded clothing.
Ja,
There will be collectibles to decorate your hangar or ship, or you can put them anywhere you want. And there'll be more exclusive rewards that we'll be revealing later. Thank you.
er wollte gerade Pyro sagen.
For perks, you'll get access to more items in shops and discounts on specific items. And all of these rewards and perks you need to earn in the game. You cannot just buy them.
Perfekt. Das ist schön. Das ist mal was Schönes. Einfach mal zu sagen, wir gehen mal von allem weg, ihr könnt gar nichts kaufen, ihr müsst erstmal euch verdienen.
Next, let's have a look at freight elevators and hangars.
Oh. Okay, das ist...
I knew you'd be excited for this.
Das ist wichtig.
I'd like to show you a short video to demonstrate how freight elevators will change how you view your hangars and how you use your hangars.
Oh. Okay. Hatten sie im Inside Star Citizen erst vor kurzem eigentlich gezeigt, aber noch nicht so richtig. Und wir haben drüber geredet, wie groß die Dinger sein können.
Das war da vor allem nur so ein, das, was das Videoteam halt immer baut.
Ja, genau.
Gebaut hat, sozusagen.
Genau.
Während das hier halt in-game ist, also richtig Gameplay.
Ja, und da hast du gerade gesehen, wie groß der Hangar da ist. Also das ist geil. Mach mal leiser, sonst versteht uns keiner. Aber das ist riesengroß. Das ist riesengroß. Das sind 32, 64 und nochmal 16. Sind 70 SCU in der Länge waren das.
Ja, und dann 3 hoch.
Nee, das sind nicht 3 hoch. Das sind 8 hoch.
Hm.
Minimum 8 hoch und keine Ahnung wie viel nach vorne. Also da 1000 SCU hast du ziemlich
und da auch wieder der Hover-Trolley. Ja. Sehr gut.
Nice. Ja, vor allem wenn du es alleine machen musst, ist doch geil.
Deswegen habe ich gerade eben schon geschrieben, $35 mit LTI. Kriegst du einen Hover-Trolley.
Mhm.
No.
Ja, okay. Okay. Das war ja klar. Also,
ist aber wichtig, weil jetzt kannst du halt überall auch deine Ground Vehicles einladen. Du musst nicht mehr
eben.
auf irgendeine Dingsstation fliegen.
Eben, aber auch das ist jetzt nichts, wo ich sage, das haut mich völlig um, weil das wurde auch im ISC schon gesagt.
Genau, und dann kannst du auch, ja, okay. Maintenance, klar.
Auch das wurde schon gezeigt und gesagt.
Ja. Da ist auch der Medikasten.
Den haben sie auch gezeigt, ja. Aber die Dinger sind geil, also wirklich. Ein Wann wäre schön gewesen.
Thank you. So, as you can see, hangars, they will become persistent and personal, meaning you can stay there as long as you want. Whatever you leave there will persist and will be yours to use as you see fit. Your hangar won't just be a place that you leave from in your ship. It will become a key base of operations to handle your inventory and storage needs, and you'll be able to request your ships from an ASOP terminal from within the hangar itself. Location inventories won't be magic and instant anymore. This means that the freight elevators will be one of the main ways you interact with your local inventory. Items stored at the location can be requested via the elevator kiosks and will be brought up in a physicalized state to do with as you want. This would be done through a dedicated interface screen to manage large volumes of items. It won't be using the personal inventory system. The change is obviously a really big quality of life improvement to retrieving ground vehicles. No longer do you have to travel thousands or millions of kilometers to specific places in the verse to get your vehicle. You'll get them straight from your hangar. You'll also be able to bring up ship components, so your hangar is now more of a maintenance bay and outfitters where you can do repairs and swap around items and things like that. So in short, persistent player hangars in combination with freight elevators will dramatically change what you can do in your hangar. It will be a home to do as you want, which has always been the dream. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.
Schön. Also das schön
And I will
einfach noch
pass you over to Todd Pappy.
Sag uns noch eins, wann. Ja. So, jetzt wird's interessant. Denn
Come on, I
kommt.
can't hear you. All right, there we go.
Okay, komm Todd.
Bausch nicht zu weit auf, wenn du nichts sagst.
We'll be talking today about something special. It's an update on something that we talked about a little while ago, but we feel it's the future of Star Citizen, and it's the culmination of multiple different game systems coming together. So why don't you play the video?
Okay. Das ist eine Expense? Oder?
Oder Prospector.
Nee,
ist keine Prospector.
das ist eine Expense.
Nee.
Oder
Auch nicht.
ein Baufahrzeug.
Doch.
Das ist die Hull A.
Ja.
Stimmt.
Ja.
Claim.
Ich hab die zweimal gesehen, glaube ich.
Land Claim stand da gerade.
Okay. Obstkuchen? Obstkuchen, eine Pioneer? Obstkuchen bitte?
Mining. CIG so Starfield, ja, aber ne? Ich glaube, Sie müssen jetzt die fucking Pioneer zeigen.
Wenn sie nicht zeigen, wäre es ein bisschen schade, dass das so magisch erscheint, wirklich. Das wäre ein bisschen komisch. Oh Gott. Oh Gott.
Farming?
Farming, ja. Das ist eine Hydrofarm. Ja, Hydroponics, siehst du? Aha. Ja, ich glaube auch, sowas immer wo. Es sollen ja auch mehr Baufahrzeuge geben. Es soll ja nicht nur die Pioneer geben, sondern auch kleinere Sachen. Aber die Pioneer baut eigentlich ganze Outposts. Und das hier würde ich sagen, ist ein Outpost. Aber Warum zoomen Sie so weit raus? Ah, okay. Ich dachte jetzt... Okay.
All right, so base building. All right, it breaks down into two really large gameplay sections, planning ahead and prepping, and then you've got the on-site where you're actually going to build. So with that, you need to figure out what your goal is. Is it to have a home with a nice view and relax? Is it to have a trading post where you want to create and sell items? Is it to gather resources available and move on to the next area? Or is it to be off-grid and be completely self-sufficient? So with that, with your prep and everything like that, we've got blueprints. So the recipes. Everything in the game is fabricated from a blueprint. Players acquire blueprints via reputation rewards, missions, or rare NPCs. With any blueprint, you can actually do research on it and then create different variations. With materials, ranging from the common to ultra rare, you might find them at the local shop or have to travel around the universe to collect them. Unrefined, refined, simple materials, or even complex components will all go into the fabrication. With this, then you got location, location, location. First area is high security, so you must purchase the land. The base is actually invulnerable because of the planetary shield tech. A security will show up to protect it as well. You pay for the privilege, you're taxed. So at this point, you won't have the best resources available. You won't have access to the best resources available on the planet. If you don't pay your taxes, the shields will go away after a period of time, and the base will become derelict and will collapse.
Genau das sehe ich da gerade.
But this is low risk, low reward. Then you've got low security. So again, you must purchase the land. It's owned by an independent corp, gang, or faction. Again, you don't have access to all the best resources on the planet. The base is vulnerable. AI NPCs will show up and protect the base if it's attacked. The protection will escalate over time. Player can also build defenses to help mitigate this as well. And then it's medium reward, medium risk. Then you've got lawless. So this is no protection other than what you build. There's shields, anti-air. Players can disable the shields by getting close to them and destroying them. High risk, high reward. Since there's no taxes, no protection fees, you get a high return on the resources that you collect. Now, there's some cross-shard and server meshing considerations that will kind of adjust this design in the future, but we'll get into that later once we're really building it. So from here, you've got the tool. So this is what we would consider a surveyor. With this, we want to actually cater to everybody's playstyle, whether you're solo or in an org.
Oh, wie geil.
With this, you got different buildings that you can produce, from small, medium to large to XL or XL. So with the surveyor tool, you can only build the small buildings. With a vehicle, you can build small and medium-sized buildings. With the Galaxy, you can build small to large structures. And then obviously with the Pioneer,
die Galaxy kommt bei mir auf jeden Fall rein.
Pioneer can do it all, and it still works as a mobile base. And we'll talk about some of the more expanded features that we're adding to it and later on. So, and then it's also, we're exploring what can be done in space, not just on the planet.
Sehr geil.
So from here, you set off on your journey. So with the land claim, you put your tool down where you want, you launch the drone that is built into the machine, and then from there, this allows the player to access the base building and also land claim mode. With the land claim modes, the player can actually change the size and position of what area they want to claim, and it also shows you the cost and taxes associated with it. If it's in a taxable zone and you don't own the land, this interface will default to it. So if you own land or it's in a lawless area, it'll automatically go to base building mode. So with the overhead view of the land, you can actually place down buildings exactly where you want. You can see the resources beneath the surface, and then you can also place multiple buildings before you actually build. So you can see how it will all come together. You'll see the resources that are needed for it. And then you can also switch back and forth between different modes, which are showing off the resource network and how you link basically power generators to consumers. And then the player can move or deconstruct existing buildings right now with no charge. Fabrication. So when you basically build these buildings, they don't come with any furnishings. And if you didn't bring any with you, then you want to build a fabricator. So depending on what you want to build, there's different sizes of them that support buildings from decorations, armor, weapons, components, and even ships.
Wobei ich hier nicht sicher bin, ob sie das auch gemeint haben.
Pingulux, mein Gear ist nicht
So like base building mode,
mein Gear
you
ist nicht
need blueprints, resources to craft what you want. Everything fabricated is produced it produces a physicalized entity. Stats and quality will depend on the quality of the materials actually used. Once you've done that and you've built your decorations, now you can actually fill the room the way that you want to fill it. So furnishings can be purchased at different locations, or they can actually be fabricated. You can do that via first person or in a dedicated mode in the surveyor's tool.
Da liegen 2 Artefakte aus.
With that, you've got different types of buildings. So you've got utility style, which would be garages, freight elevators, landing pads, storefronts. And then you've got extractors. So with extractors, we want to make sure that nothing in regards to resource gathering is fully automated. A level of player engagement is always needed. So as Nick talked about before, there are different types of commodities, radioactive, perishable, etc. What you'll be doing is pulling out full containers. Then from there, it'll be repairing, or there's wear and tear associated with it, or even misfires like you saw in Thorsten's talk and Guillermo's talk yesterday. There's also upgrade paths for making them more efficient or resilient. Power generators. So with different types of power generators, there'll be some that are more cost-effective as well as effective in different areas. Solar panels will not always work in darkness. Fuel generators will need to be filled up every now and then batteries to store excess power. Then you've got producers. So things that will require the players to combine different resources to produce new items. And then you've got defense. So anti-air, anti-personnel, and then shield generators. And then the big one.
Gott, ey, das ist einfach.
We start development Q1.
Ach so, okay.
So.
Starts.
Okay.
That's me. Thank you all. Thank you for coming.
It's
wonderful to see you.
Das startet. Das startet 2024, das heißt, das ist 2027 fertig.